the lounge show. I was asked famously to be the announcer for that show, and at the time I didn't see the vision. Like most people, I underestimated the program and its hosts. Foolishly, of course. Later, I came crawling back on my hands and knees, begging for the job, but force by that time. It had already been given to Latbat, so I had to graciously accept my defeat and learned a valuable lesson.
It's The Lounge Show with Rob Scott and Bob Doyle, two veteran broadcasters who love to hear themselves talk and are somehow able to tolerate each other. Let's see if you can tolerate them as well. Here's Rob and Bob.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I assume you're all out there, each and every one of you. My name is Bob Doyle, like it says on the screen, and I'm in Las Vegas, Nevada.
And I'm Rob Scott, and I'm in Atlanta, Georgia.
It's 9 o'clock on a Saturday.
Which means, of course, that it's time for the Lounge Show. And making a virtual appearance right off the bat is Latbat herself.
Off the bat.
With an OMG and some emojis, whatever.
Yeah.
I said that poorly.
Yeah, well, you did, but it's interesting. That smiley face has been around for a long time.
Yes, it has.
I mean, I know emoji people would tell me, oh, no, that's sacrilege. There's all kinds of variations and themes, and they're different. But, I mean, basically, it's the smiley face from, like, the 70s, isn't it?
Well, isn't it? It's funny you should mention that, because I have one of my clients in my coaching program was talking about today. She does designs for Etsy and stuff, T-shirts and whatnot. And she had to take one down because it had something that didn't look like the smiley face, but it was close enough. And she had to go and look because they're literally going after like 100,000 something creators on Etsy, the people who own that smiley face thing, because there are countless variations of it, which they have copyright on. And if it's even close, they're coming. So I don't know. I don't know. They must have a deal with the emoji people.
Well, yeah, I was thinking about that whole T-shirt thing in Forrest Gump, and you know, have a nice day. And you saw Forrest Gump, right?
I did once, like back when it first hit, I guess, video or something.
Anyway, there's a scene in there where he was a part of inventing the smiley face.
Yeah, I don't remember that part, but
anyway, it doesn't matter.
But that sounds like something they'd throw in that film.
Yeah, he did everything. He met all the people. He was I'm sorry about breaking up your Black Panther party. I mean, he was everywhere.
I think he said he had to pee. That's the line I remember.
Right.
But I think that was also in the trailer.
It could have been.
Yeah, there you go.
Anyway, I forget what the point is. I'll tell you, though, 1 week from right now, it's Combo Lounge.
That's right. He'll be sitting in this vicinity, probably, because I'm sitting right in the middle, so we'll have to be, who knows what we'll do? I've been actually thinking we should do it outside or downstairs or some other place. I don't know. I don't know, Rob. I just want to shake it up, shake it down, shake it up around. And weird, crazy to own the smiley face. Yeah, I know.
Okay, so here's something I'll bore you with right out of the box tale. Oh, first of all, we're here 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Pacific.
Right, so you won't want to miss a minute.
Right, the lounge is open every Saturday at this time. So last Sunday, the boys are going to come over. We're going to rehearse a little bit because we're singing at our own. Okay. So, so I had all these things I had to do. This is going to bore you to tears. But anyway, I wanted to get a haircut. I wanted to make this pork dish, all these things before they got there. And so I got the pork going and then I took a shower, and about 1:15 when they're going to be there at 2, I'm portioning up the pork dishes, the little pork chop dishes for work. And then I hear what sounds like, did I tell you this? I may have told you off the air or on the air.
No.
And what sounds like a shower in the basement. And I know what that sound is. That means that doggone pipe, the sump pump, and it's spraying water all over. And this is like a half hour before company.
Oh, my gosh.
And so I had to get the shop vac out and suck up all the water. It was a mess. And I finally thought, I've been monkeying around with this rig, and that was it. I said, next weekend, because it rained all week this past week, so I couldn't get to it. But, because the deep well fills with water, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, today I got up, I motivated, and it was like 4-hour project. But I redid all the plumbing from the sump pump all the way out to that. I know this is boring, but I'm very jazzed at the fact that I I probably saved, I don't know, what, $800 or something. A plumber would have probably charged me to do that.
Well,
I
maybe
did it all for
we were just getting ready to have a plumber come out and do a few things. Maybe we'll just wait till you come out here next week and take care of our stuff.
Well, I don't know what you have going on.
You're clearly an expert in this area. Why would we pay?
If you have a sump pump problem, I can help you. I'm your man. I understand the concepts. A few YouTube
No, we
videos.
don't have that problem. We have really simple problems that I should be able to fix, but I haven't been able to. So I'm just like, you know what? We'll get somebody else to do it. So it'll be done right and all that stuff.
I tell you what, I have noticed one thing. I don't gravitate to the handyman crap like I used to when I was younger.
Right, like having feel like you got to handle all of it.
Yeah, like I go, oh, I can do that. And now I'm thinking, you know what? I'm not painting this place. When it comes time to paint the place, I'm bringing painters in. I'm going to have somebody else paint.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I painted.
Yeah, I think 55 is the cutoff on that.
I don't know what the age is, but I can tell.
No, I think it is. I think that's legislation.
It should
no
be.
one over 55 painting their own house.
Paint their own house.
Mm-mm.
And then I thought, why? Was it because I was younger? Which is part of it. But I also think when you buy homes when you're younger, they're fixer-uppers. They need a little more work. Now, this house I bought, for the most part, it was move-in ready. It was in good shape, and I just lived here. But some of the other ones, you paint rooms, the kids come along. It's got to be a blue room or a pink room and all that stuff. So you're constantly...
Got to put the mosaics on the wall.
Yes. You're tweaking all the time. And so, but anyway, I was and here's the thing, you're the brain squeeze guy. You're the one who knows how the brain works and why we do certain things to a degree. My point is simply this. I did that whole project and then I made a loaf of bread. And at one time during the afternoon, it flashed through my head, man, you're just being a bum today. And I laughed out loud. I thought, of all days, I did a 4-hour project and made a loaf of bread. I make people sick to their stomachs. That's a shitty Saturday for most people. They'd rather drink beer and watch a football game.
I believe so.
And so I'm just wondering where that guilt comes from that I thought I was not, being productive enough.
Yeah, but you don't really want me to work on that with you.
No, not especially. I just thought it did cross my mind. I found it interesting.
Yeah, most people don't want help.
Well, there's that. So, what are you drinking there, Bob? What's in the glass? Is that some sort of fruit juice? I can't read. Something ucha.
Organic. It's kombucha, and it's a ginger lemonade. It is so it just brings my whole life to life. I'm bummed, I have to tell you, because I had a whole thing planned. I know I didn't get to tell you about it, but I did ask you. We were doing some audio tests before the show because I had this whole thing I really wanted to do today. Mm-hmm. And I can't do it.
Well, can we do it next week when we're both in the same room at the same time?
It's not really going to change too much. Well, maybe it might change something. It'll certainly this whole crosstalk. You're hearing yourself back. That would go away. So maybe we could do it next week. We can tease it a little bit this week. But the main thing I wanted to do, it's probably better that we do it next week when you're here anyway.
Okay.
I guess as Tracy likes to say, it's all divine. But I do want to share one little thing.
Yeah.
Just in the tech world that I've been, because this is all I do really is. I'm so ensconced in doing things with AI and so on. But I do a lot of stuff with images and video and animation and all that stuff. And one of the latest trends, I guess, is technologies that allow you to, it's either text to video, like I want to see a dog running down the street, right? And then it just creates a video of a dog running down the street. Or one of the things that's big now is you can just upload a still image, and either it depends on the technology you're using. Some of it you don't even give it a prompt. It just the AI looks at the image and infers what action is going on, and then animates it for a few seconds, gives you some video.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Or you can, in the case that I'm going to show you here, you upload the still image and you give it a prompt. So in my case, I'm going to show you a video here, and all of these, they're 3-second snippets because that's how long it'll generate with this tech on this Discord server or whatever. So each of these are little snippets, but the images were created, basically with AI and uploaded. So the first ones are this. You may have seen them on my timeline. They're like these illustrated-looking images of me playing ukulele, but they're all distorted and weird, very painterly. Okay, so I started with those, So some of the animations you'll see are those still images that with the prompt man playing ukulele. Okay, just to tell it what kind of action. Then it gets into other things that aren't from images; they are from text. Like I would say, I'll give you the clue is like horrible looking creature in his kitchen sink and all that. You'll see that, and then the last 3-second clip, I want you to tell me what it is.
Okay.
All right. So this is real short, and it starts nice and happy, and it goes dark in Bob Doyle style, and then the mystery thing, and I just want you to tell me what it is. All right. So I put music to it, and it's synced up oddly nice because there's no other audio with it. It doesn't generate audio; it's just the video. But these were all just still images, and all that motion of the face and the head and the fingers, it just generated that, and it just happened to work okay with this track. I assume you're hearing this, right?
Oh yeah, and I
think
good. That's well.
So these were all just still images. And then now these are video prompts. Oh no, this was a still image too. These were both still images.
Where'd you find?
I made them in Midjourney. And these were generated. I was like, monster looks like elephant.
Well, that's appetizing.
There it is.
Yeah, I know that.
What is it? Tell everybody.
That's Howard Ball.
Are you ready to play? That's right.
Are you ready to play Howard Ball and Man of Action and blah blah blah? Yes, that was great. And it had a kind of a Flash Gordon thing going on there.
Yeah. Anyway, so fun.
It's outstanding. Not outstanding. Wrong word. I don't know the word, but the point is, isn't that you forget? I'm watching those, and I forget that. That's not something I was watching on television, that you created it from a couple of clicks and this and that, and you enter this and modify that and poof.
Yeah.
And some of those look outstandingly fun.
Yeah, the guitar ones were done like on my machine, not guitar. Obviously I told it to do ukulele, but it stylized it because I was doing the style of this artist Ralph Steadman, and his style is very abstract looking like that. So it used a model of my face, so it resembled me. Those faces were based on me. And then the AI just knew how to animate the fingers and stuff like that. I thought it was amazing. And then the other stuff, like I said, was just text prompts until the Howard Ball thing. I'm sorry, also the bugs. And those were done in Midjourney. I love the looks that you can get. This 1950s, like the scientists were working on oversized radiated bugs, and then the AI just made them move the tentacles and all that, or the antenna. It was great. Tentacles.
Whatever.
But what I was going to show you was kind of like how that worked and behind the scenes. Going to show you that. I could still, but we'll do that next week. The other tech, and we'll just tease it, and this is what I was really excited about the most. Another tech is where you give it lyrics to a song, and then it will generate the music with singing in a variety of styles. You don't know what the style is going to be. It could be anything from country western to heavy metal to show tunes, right? And sometimes it'll infer from the lyrics, well, this sounds like a country song or this sounds like a blues song. A lot of rap it'll come up with. But it is amazing and a ton of fun for people like us. I mean, so for example, we'll do it next week. We'll tease this. I went to ChatGPT, to help with some lyrics, and I said, write an 8-line song about Bob Doyle and Rob Scott who do an internet show, blah blah blah, lounge show, blah blah blah, whatever. And it does that, and then I throw that into this thing, and it writes us a little song in a variety of styles.
And then it produces the song too. It gives you a recording, vocals, and
yes, it's 30. It only does 30 seconds, so sometimes it cuts off. So you have to kind of watch how many lines you put in there. But it does a pretty good job of trying to fit it in there. If you do like 8 lines, you're pretty much safe. The fidelity's not great, but it's still a lot of fun, and sometimes the styles are amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we need a jingle. I'm just thinking we need a jingle. The lounge needs a jingle.
Yeah. Well, you should hear. I wanted to play some of them that they came up with because
that's okay. Hey,
we'll do it next week.
We're a couple of veteran broadcasters. That's what
right.
we do. We tease.
Let's see if you can tolerate them as well.
Yeah. I know. Speaking of broadcasters, what is it? Spandy and Riff. I noticed that one today, so that was good.
Figured you would.
Spandy and Riff would probably play our 30-second jingle on their morning show. So there's that. He came through the other day. Spiff did, which is the real Spiff. Because I work with Randy, and it's a delight. He is very, very quick. Like very, very quick.
I've never listened to them. I don't know anything.
I don't know. No, I don't know. I didn't listen to their show much, and I don't know if he did but just in person as a human being, very sharp, very fast, knows a lot of. If you want to do the verbal back and forth with him, do a little homework because he's good. He's sharp.
I don't like doing verbal back and forth with people, Rob. You know this.
No, I know that.
I cower from it. I hate it. I hate it. Cower's not the right word. I just avoid it. It's just an energy drain.
Sounds like to you, and that's just not your cup of tea.
No, I don't need to prove anything by going back and forth with people.
Okay.
If they don't believe me, they don't believe me.
Well, gosh, Bob. So here's another boring thing. Well, I don't know. I don't have a lot of meaty stories. I talked about a sump pump, for goodness sake. I mean, and a loaf of bread. A sump pump.
I know. Well, I was gonna dazzle everybody with tech, where it leave you a jaw drop, your mouth agape.
Agape.
Although agog is good too.
I like agog.
I think agog wins actually.
Yeah. Anyway, that's okay. We'll do it next week.
Yeah, I know.
That's fine.
I know.
Now I forgot what boring story I was going to tell. So there.
Must have been.
I know what it is. Now I remembered. So I'm traveling out there as we've said a million times. And the first leg of my journey will be to go see Steven.
Yes.
And we will, of course, play. I shouldn't say, of course, but we will try to get in 1 or 2 rounds of golf. That's what we enjoy doing. And when I went last time, I borrowed a buddy's hard shell case. They have these cases for golf clubs when you fly with them, when you travel with them.
Yeah.
And they have soft side cases, which, as you might imagine, are not as expensive as this cocoon type thing. But so I borrowed his cocoon type thing, and then I thought, I don't want to keep. How about if something happens to it? Whatever. So I decided to look up what I thought I'd get one, and they're like $250.
But
well, I just thought I'll use it like twice a year, $250. And then I went to Play It Again Sports.
You told us this story already.
I did, or did I tell it on it?
Yeah, you did. In fact, you know why I know this? Because one of the other ChatGPT things I was playing with was I had it go summarize our show from 2 weeks ago. Like we can use this to create descriptions retroactively now, because I can tell AI, go give me a summary of the lounge show from this day, and it'll write it up. But what I had it do was write it up, as a song, and then I had it write it up as a critique from a pompous British broadcaster. And then what was the whole point of me saying this?
Because it probably talked about the fact that I found a hard shell case for $35.
That's correct. That's right. That's right. It did. It talked about it. It talked about your whole, and then how you were going to save money and.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
I did. See, that's how lacking my notes are. I don't have any notes. I don't have any real stories except for the fact that I put in a sump pump and made a loaf of bread.
Well, boy, that's too bad, because we still got 13 minutes left, and I really figured I got this week, no worries, if you have anything to talk about, got a whole thing, but now no.
Well, I can tell you this. Steven is jazzed. He called me when we don't talk as much as you might think. I don't know how often you're supposed to talk to your kids. I think it's a wonderful between time. Anyway, he gave a ring and he's all fired up. I'll do the deep clean. And I thought, you don't need to do that. You don't need, just, I don't know, make sure the hookers aren't there. I don't really need it, the deep clean. But anyway, he's fired up. And I know I just saw that Tracy, she just put up Toss and Toss. She's fired up for the visit. It's going to be a banner visit, I hope.
Yeah, the water is going to be cooler than I like. But yeah, the temperature dropped. Well, the temperature's dropped, like 10 to 15 degrees. Instead of 115, now we're hovering around 100. That makes a huge difference on the pool water.
Probably by about 15 degrees, I'm guessing.
Well, I don't know if it's no degree for degree, but it definitely lowers the temperature a bit, and it's not as no-brainer for me. It takes a little bit more getting used to. But I'm going to do it. I mean, I'm going to do it. If you're here, and provided it doesn't rain that day or whatever, because we've really got just one day out there. Right? I mean, you're coming in Friday night. We got Saturday, and then Sunday morning.
Saturday, and then Sunday. Yeah, I get on a plane. I'm not there for. I'm following my dad's. Maybe this was in the recap of the show. I'm following my dad's advice on. He always used to say that guests are like fish.
Yes. They start to smell bad after 3 days.
Yes, and so I'm coming in Friday, and then we'll do Friday evening, have a nice time, and then Saturday we'll have a whole day, a luxurious day to toss and toss or whatever we want to do, and then do the show, and then I can say, "See, bye. You guys can get back to your normalcy. This goober is gone."
Yeah, normally that would. I mean, it seems a short visit.
Well, it is. The new job, as much as I like it, and I really do like a lot, but it's just difficult to get away for long strings of time.
Yeah.
But I get lots of pockets of vacation. Every other Friday is a half day, and you can duck out early, and it's really zero stress. The only thing is the tether. You're still kind of well, it's still broadcasting in a weird way. You still got to put shows on the air.
Yeah.
And so somebody's got to create the audio. Somebody's got to make the donuts pop.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah, somebody's got to do that. So, but okay. I duck out on a Wednesday.
And your heart stood still to do run,
and then I'm home by Sunday. I leave Wednesday, and I've said this to you before, but boy, do I like taking Uber to the airport. That is so awesome to me. I build it into the cost of the trip, and I think you were one of my motivators, one of my catalysts for that. Sometimes I remember you would take some sort of hired driver to take you to the airport. Yeah. And that's just so cool.
Yeah, I mean the whole not having to deal with parking and all that other stuff.
Yes.
I mean,
especially when you come back, and nowadays the daily rate in the economy lot is still pretty expensive. It's like $25 or $30 a day.
Yeah, I don't know. Haven't looked in a long time.
Plus, here's the other thing is you come back from a 4-hour flight, and now hey, guess what? You get to walk across this massive parking lot. It's like the next county. And then you got to get in your car and drive home. I don't want to do that. I just sit with the rest of the cattle and we wait for our car. And then I'm in an air-conditioned car. I don't care what the weather is. I don't care what the traffic is. None of it.
Now, are you a talk to your Uber guy, or are you a not talk to your Uber guy?
I've done both.
I've done both too.
Yeah,
but you don't lean. You don't lean one way or the other. Well, what do you lean to? I lean to quiet, obviously.
Well, I will say, when using that example, the airport, quiet on the way there. It's like 7 a.m. or whatever it is, 6:30 in the morning. Let's all just go to the airport. And then I got to monkey around with the crap. I got to do the whole thing where I don't know. I hate it. I freaking hate it, man. But okay, because once you clear all the crap, then it's just overpriced merchandise. I can handle that, right? And so you get a sandwich, an egg salad sandwich for $15 or whatever, and fine. And that part. So, but yes, on the way home, I've both ways. Sometimes they're chatty, or they'll be playing cool tunes, and I'll
if they have notably good music, I will generally say something.
Yeah, and usually if they're playing tunes that are kind of reflective of their personality, they usually have one.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. If the music suggests a specific personality or something, or a commonality, then maybe I'll, But
sometimes I've run into one too. Like I'm just thinking now specifically. What do you do? I do radio, blah blah blah, and then they launch into I was at a recording studio where Billy Ray Cyrus's daughter's friends, Nick, that kind of story. And they go on and they take like 20 minutes. Or I think I could do radio. What do you think? Do you think I could? So then now I never want to say anything like what I do,
I know Tracy's still listening. She's just going, oh my God, Bob hates that. I don't. Talking about what I do out in the wild is my least favorite thing.
In the wild.
At least in the personal development space. I'm a little bit more intrigued and excited about talking about this AI stuff that I'm doing, but yeah, like trying to.
You're not you rarely take the trumpet out of the case and blow your own horn. It's just never been your jam.
No, we got Tracy for that. She'll,
Yeah.
you know, obviously she'll talk to the drivers, you know, much more easily than I would.
But here's the thing. I don't mind talking to the driver. The time whooshes along. And again, I'm not driving. So it doesn't matter. I'm in a better mood. And then all of a sudden you're home. I mean, you know my neighborhood. They drop me off like 2 doors from my house. I walk up that little cobblestone sidewalk and in I go. And laundry's going within the hour. Wonderful. Wonderful.
Oh,
Laundry
traveled.
after a trip to me is just like dishes after cooking. It's the package deal. You just get it out of the way. Plus, I usually take a bumper day, but no bumper day on this trip, so I'll have to just go right into go mine some salt on Monday morning after the extravaganza that is Bob and Tracy's domicile. Which, by the way, boys and girls, if you've never visited, you're missing out.
Oh, they all have.
Weekend special.
It's probably in the 90s out here in Las Vegas, Nevada.
You suck as a weatherman.
I'm not got no temperature stuff here. How am I supposed to?
I don't know.
I don't have a clock on the wall, a barometer, thermometer. I got no mometers.
No, they were thermometer free. It's 73 here and muggy as hell. That was something. Wow. 2 different shirts I was rotating today. I have forgotten what it is. I don't miss yard work at all. Let's just go on the record right away and say, man, you're married. Speaking of, in those days and the thing and the painting and
the thing and the painting and the kids with their hair and their music.
And I was outside because this sump pump pushes the water outside and I had to get all that reconfigured and done correctly. And I was probably only out there like in these intervals of like 15 minutes and my shirt was just humidity was like 94% and the temperature was about 95. And I had to rotate every time I went in the house after I did something outside, I would change a shirt and hang the other one on a thing because it was just completely soaked. And I'm going, this sucks. I would hate to work outside in this. I would die. I literally think I would die.
Yeah, no, I couldn't do it.
Just
the thought of it makes me angry because there's no escape. It's just like,
because with yard work anyway, you bust your ass for a whole Saturday. By 4 o'clock, you might have a beer or two finally. And then, hey, don't worry. You get to do it in 6 more days. It never ends. And the mowing season down here is like 6-7 months.
Yeah, no,
it's brutal. Ugh. Like I remember when I bought this, a couple of buddies, I don't know, townhome. And I'm thinking,
come on. Did they really do that with their mouth?
I don't
think so. I don't know. And who says that? Who really? I gotta know. Who? What a friend who? I'm gonna buy this townhome. I don't know. Townhome. Nobody's doing that.
30s mob movie thing.
I don't know.
You don't want to get cheesed.
Nobody's talking like that. And the way that you tell people that they talk in your stories, nobody's talked like that in 40 years.
I hope nobody squeals.
Townhouse, eh?
I don't know. Where's your goddamn Moses?
I don't know about that.
Well, anyway, I had people go, "Oh, townhome." They probably wouldn't go, "Oh, townhome," but they go townhome, and then there's dudes, and crap. And I go, "This is great. I don't have to hardly do anything. I just exist in the house."
I haven't mowed a lawn in I wonder how many years.
It's been a while now. And I thought of this the other day too. And since you and I know it's a weird thing, but you and I have known each other. I've lived in this house more than any other place I've lived in Atlanta as far as years.
Oh, how about that?
Yeah.
Surpassed. What was second?
Yeah. Pardon?
What was second?
Both Favorwood and Brookstone were identical there. We lived there 6 years each.
Wow. Okay.
We lived in Favorwood for 6 years, moved to Brookstone, lived there for 6 years. But I've lived here, coming up here in a couple of weeks because September 1st basically is when I'm 8 years I've lived in this house. Doesn't seem like it, does it? 8 years, whoosh, I tell you.
No, it doesn't. It does not.
I can remember you coming here and videotaping and going, "Oh, one of these days this will be the pool table room," and you still can't shoot that video because there is no pool table room. But you did this whole.
But it would have been sprayed with water today, right? If it had been.
Yeah. Oh, it was last Sunday. It was. Now this thing is badass, man. I have now replaced everything that the original guys who did the work here brought to my home. The only thing that remains from what they did is dig a hole in the basement floor and put some drain towels.
Okay.
Yeah, put the body in it. Make sure you remember the lie. But anyway, yeah, I've replaced the sump pump, all the plumbing, everything. It's all been redone, and now I feel, because I'm going on the road, and then it could flood and flood and flood day after day after day when I'm gone. I have to do this. This has to be done.
Yeah, no, it gave you no choice.
It did not give me choice, but I was pretty proud that I motivated. Boy, there's the difference between, had I went out and howled at the moon drinking a lot last night, today would have been just brutally unfun to put that sump pumpy thing together. Ugh.
So I was trying to figure, I was thinking about this today. Were we doing the show and you were still drinking when we started the show?
I don't believe so.
Or were you already done when we started? I think you were already
I think we
done.
started the second half of 2020. We started doing the lounge, the second half of 2020. And by then I would have kicked the drinking bucket.
So this was born out of COVID.
Oh, yeah. That's why Saturday night at 9, there was nothing else to do. It was COVID.
That's right.
So I just said, Saturday night at 9. Okay. And now that's when what?
I hadn't put it together that this was all born during the COVID era, but of course it reeks of it.
Yeah, it does. But that's okay. Because, Saturday night, and whatever regular crowds walking in, blah, blah, blah.
And with those words, those were the words they chose. I kid you not. Those were the words. So when those words came out, they decided that's when they were going to end the show. They could have done, I don't know, countless other things, but they chose that sequence of words to end it. And this is how we're left with the show. I don't get it. I don't think I can watch anymore.
You've been watching The Lounge Show with Rob Scott and Bob Doyle. Join us every Saturday at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, and tell your friends and family to do the same. After all, we'd do it for you if you had a show. Probably.
You're in the